up? It's Kid. Time for a video. Today I'm gonna do sort of like a remake of an old video. The video title is Catch Fish Anywhere. And this particular thing actually helps you catch fish anywhere. And the result of that was pretty ugly. So I'm hoping that we're actually gonna be rectifying or making things better with this one. Alrighty? So, if you're new to the channel, this channel talks about the hows and whys of fishing. We cover everything from big game, ultralight, everything in the middle, including fly fishing. And today, I'm going to show you a lure that you can make yourself, that you could use anywhere and catch fish. Okay? Now, literally, I have caught fish offshore, inshore, in the flats with this thing. In fact, in the last trip, I was throwing something like this to catch tuna. And that's how versatile it is. Now this particular one, the one that we're building now, is something that we use at the edge of a flat where we're targeting bigger fish as they cruise out from the flats. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. This is 8 grams. Okay, it's not too big, it's not too small. You can cast it a good distance with light to medium gear, and this is why we chose it. Okay, this is something that would literally catch fish anywhere. Now, the type of jig head that you use doesn't really matter. I'll tell you what matters though. The hook. The hook should hold fish. So, stay away from flimsy hooks. As you can see here, we're actually doing a thread base, and we're using braid today, but we're putting on a thread base so that the material does not escape. Sometimes if you don't do that thread base, what happens is that the materials actually kind of turn. You don't like that. You don't want that. So with this, we'll get like a small bunch of Flashabou. The type of jig that we're going to be making is called a flash tail, because as the name suggests, tail is going to be flashy. Now the overall length of this jig is going to be about 3 inches. Okay, the tail could be longer. The tail could be longer because the tail is going to be kind of translucent anyway, so that's fine. Okay, what we need to do is measure this out, and we're gonna start at the very back here, and then we are going to bind that well. Okay, as you can see, I'm just gonna spiral all the way up here like so, and then I'm gonna cinch down tight, do 2 wraps like so, and then we're gonna get our super glue and glue all of that in. We'll just put a drop there, and then we fold all of this back. Kind of fiddly, but make sure that all of this is swept back. Okay, and then you do 2, 3, 4 loose wraps like so. Okay, and then cinch tight. That is it. Now remember your tie-in point. Don't go over that. Go. Don't go over. Okay, so as far as the tail is concerned, that's done. Now if you can see here, there's 2 strands that are just too long. You just take it off. Now for the wing, okay, or the body, we're going to be using a material called Congo hair, and these are available online It's cheap actually. Just I'm I'm gonna link everything in Amazon, so we'll do that. It's easier for you to actually see that. You can get it in Temu. You can get it in Amazon. There's they're available in all of the usual outlets. But for your convenience, I'm gonna put Amazon. Okay, now what I do here is just get rid of the smaller stuff, because you know sometimes it does that, and it's just such a bother. Okay, now what you want is to tie the body shorter, like that. Okay, so when you tie the body shorter, what happens is that the tail actually sticks out. Okay, so now what you want is to get rid of the long stuff and then even out the ends, as you can see here. So it's still a taper, but it's gonna form like a teardrop shape, like so. Okay, now you'll notice that I have a lot more material than I need. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this. Okay, take note of the length. I'm gonna set this aside. Okay, and then I'm gonna put this right there. Okay, on the top here, and then I'm gonna do two wraps, two very loose wraps. Okay, I'm gonna put three just as an insurance. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna press on this and distribute it around the hook, like so. There's a couple of hairs sticking out right there, which we will cut. It doesn't matter, but you know. Okay, now I'm gonna take this off. Check to see the back here. Okay, looks good. Okay, there we go. It's easier to manage like this. And then you just again kind of distribute. There we go. So that's fixed, and then I'll do another two wraps. There's a long stuff here, and then we just trim off the. There we go. So much cleaner. Now that we have that and we know that everything is in order, we just flip it back. If you had a rotary vise, this would be a lot easier. Okay, now, okay, catastrophe. Actually slipped right here. If that happens, don't panic, just wind back. And you should be able to get a handle on things, just like that. It happens, don't panic. Okay, there we go. Now tight wraps to secure everything. We'll inspect all around. Okay, perfect. That looks great. Okay, now we have to. So once you have this and it's basically on there, all you have to do is just tie. Now, very important, before you proceed, okay, do a few of your locking knots. There we go. Before you proceed. That way, that is not going to move anymore. Okay. Now, all we need to do here for this particular one is actually wind and build the head. And as you can see, we've done a red head. Okay. Very nice taper. The tips are still there. Now, you can see here that there's some fibers that are separating. That's fine. Okay, there we go. Now we just fix the head. Here. Okay. Now I don't like seeing gaps, so I'm gonna be very anal when it comes to this. I just want to see red where it's red and white where it's white. And that is that. Okay. Now, all that's needed to be done is our locking knot. That's done. Okay. Cut that tag end off. And then we apply our epoxy. Now, if you have a lot more hair left, like I have here, guess what? Don't throw them. Put them somewhere where you could easily get them so that you can make a bunch of these, because you're gonna need it. Okay, so that is it right there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and actually pull the fibers off that are loose. Ideally you actually have a comb and comb it out, but that is it right there. Okay, a white bucktail jig with a red head or a red neck for this particular one. Kinda makes it look just clean with the red thread, you know. Black can be used, but I like the red. It looks so classy. It looks so clean. And as you know, red is a very good accent for lures and flies. So super glue, and then set it aside. This particular one we will set aside until the glue dries. But as you can see there, that is a killer jig. Now one thing that you could do is also put eyes. Okay, you could put eyes on this, epoxy it, but the more simple it is, the better, and the less headaches you'll have. Okay, so you can see there that thing, I mean, I could catch tuna with this, I could catch goldies, I catch a lot of fish with this, a lot of types, and any fish that would eat, a small fish would eat this. Emperors, grouper, the list goes on and on. But if I was stranded in an island, this is exactly the jig, okay, that I will be taking with me. And you're gonna see us use this. I'm gonna make a bunch more. So tomorrow I'm probably gonna make a lot more of the jig heads, and then I'm gonna make more of this. So I'm gonna utilize the hair that we have left over. Alrighty, so if you have questions regarding this, go ahead and drop them in the comments section. If you've learned from this video, give it a thumbs up, please. Any interaction from you guys actually is very much appreciated. Comments, suggestions, violent reactions, thumbs up, and all that. If you've learned from the video, most especially, and that's one way for me to know that you guys are actually absorbing the stuff that I'm sharing with you guys. Okay. If you haven't yet and you've learned something and you want to learn more, click on the subscribe button. If you want to have your friends learn with you, share the channel, share this video. And if you want to support this channel and what I do, click on the join and we'll move forward together. Alrighty, it's not needed, but if you just want to support me, there's an option to just buy me a coffee each month, and of course, there's the TFK supporter if you want to do more. Alrighty, again, I'm not only if you want. Alrighty, so that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Class dismissed.